I know.
I don't know if I've ever seen all 7 years this has gone before.
I can't remember.
One open chair to boot.
All right. Well, being it's 12 o'clock, call the meeting to order. And we'll start with roll call. Rich,
Michael Larson.
Janice Forsstrom Durst.
Tom Munson.
Dan Egler.
Mike Peterson, Chris McCurran.
And Rebecca Charles.
We got a new board member here with us today, Tom Munson.
Yep.
Formerly was the county EDA, weren't you?
Yep. Am I supposed to do something, like, you want me to say anything, or just let it?
Nope, we're good, I mean,
All right.
unless you wanna.
No, I'm good with anything you guys want me to do. I'm good, otherwise I'll just, yeah, I'm Tom, I'm not gonna contradict that.
We'll look at approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Is there any additions or corrections?
Move to accept minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we'll move on to the CEDA update, the Regional Development Tour.
All right, and I don't know if I have everything all in order as to on there, because I kind of changed up my stuff. So I did end up attending the Chamber Board meeting, this past month. They have requested that I come, and I think I'll be the speaker for their April, full meeting, the regular meeting. They said that they kind of felt that there was a disconnect between the EDA and the chamber. A lot of the chamber members really don't understand what the EDA does and how we can help them. So I'm gonna be doing a presentation at that meeting to let them know what we do, what we have to offer, see if we can't get people doing a little more. As far as some of our existing projects, with the Maryville Avenue, the easement request, Teresa said she should be getting an update on Friday, March 9th, so hopefully we will know about that easement request then. For anybody who doesn't know, we've been looking at getting the rest of the open lot on Maryville Avenue, right in front of Shopco. We don't actually own all of that land. There's a small chunk of that we have to try and get from Shopco. And we also need to get easement in order to be able to put a parking lot or any driveway into there for a business. So we've been waiting and trying to work with Shopco to get that. So we should hear more on August 9th. Images here in
March
town.
9th?
What was that?
March 9th?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
not August.
Right.
Right. Oh, sorry, we were talking about the bus tour.
Just making sure, because
Yes.
I know it's been a while.
March 9th. Images, with their grant, we're just waiting on some quotes and their energy audit to come back, and then we should be able to get started on that. The Lions Park shelter, we're looking, and we actually came under what our expectation is. The expectation was around $49,000 or so. We're actually going to be at $40,743. So now that we've got all of that, we've actually started the grant writing for the shelter at Lions Park. The Regional Development Tour, again, date's been set. This one is for August 2nd. It's going to be the 3rd annual tour. I did get a quote from Daniels as well to see about box lunches for on the bus. We're kind of competing with EOTA as to who's going to be providing lunch, so I'm trying to get Daniels in there. But I'd like everybody to kind of think about highlighted areas of town that we want to make sure is included on the bus tour. We have 45 minutes in town, and we have one place where we can actually stop and get out. Hoping that some of these grants are put through so we can actually stop there and see what the EDA has been able to accomplish, and people can have something visual right there. But yeah, I'd love to hear people's input. You know, shoot me an email, whatever, of different ideas of things that we can highlight on that tour. For sure, we'll be obviously going by the Aquatic Center, or go by the new library, definitely the school. I think the school might be a great place to have them walk through. But yeah, so if you have any ideas as to places we should take them, that is there.
Did we approach our new restaurant in town about box lunch?
No, I have not, but I will check.
Do they open during those hours?
During what hours? They're open Tuesday through
Yeah, but I didn't think they opened until,
Sun.
only for the evening.
Oh,
No,
we'll be
they're
picking them up
open.
the night before, putting them in
They're open at
coolers
lunch.
and,
Right?
Oh, they're open all day. Yeah. They're not open for breakfast.
No, that's what I mean, I thought they weren't open until after lunch for the evening crowd.
Nope, we go there for lunch.
okay.
Is there a theme to the tour? Like, is there like particular focus?
I guess just development in general, because it's gonna have a number of, let me see who's actually on there. Yeah, it's gonna have site selectors, businesses who are looking to expand, real estate agents, brokers, developers, bankers, so anybody who could be looking at investing in the community, essentially.
Okay.
So we'll definitely, obviously, be going by all of our vacant, commercial lots. We'll be going through to take a look at the, industrial lots back here as well, so we'll be trying to highlight the areas we can make some money. And then for new projects, it's actually been a very busy month. Culligan, we were informed, that, from a council member that had overheard, that Culligan was looking to expand, so I reached out to Kevin Krippner, to kind of discuss what his plans were. He did tell me he was actually looking to move to Byron, so moving out of Casson and into Byron, to kind of strategically place himself between Rochester and Casson. He also stated that the land he has here in town was, his grandfather bought it for the business and it's kind of been handed down. And, he said he doesn't really necessarily want to leave the community, so I asked him if, tax abatement might be able to help him stay here, because he is looking at having to purchase a new lot and building. He said that that's a possibility, so I'm gonna keep working with him, see if we can't get him to stay here in town and not move to Byron. Trail Creek Coffee, I did have my meeting with, Crystal Whitmarsh. They've already expressed their interest in the old library building. I believe they plan on going forward with that. There was also a plethora of information that she was looking for specifically. I spent some time getting all that together and getting it to her. She's also looking at possible startup grants for the new business, and I've informed her about the revolving loan fund, and the EDA's ability to kind of assist her with that, so still working with her on that, but it looks like we'll have a new business with some coffee options there. Mayor McKern, was actually contacted by Adam Van Ort, and he sent that over to me. He's already got a building downtown, but he's looking to get one where he can put a full-size volleyball court in it. Reason being, he and his wife do classes, he wants to be able to teach volleyball, then there's also, his wife doing, dance, yoga, those kind of things. And he's looking at the lot downtown to build on. He just needs to know if he can fit a full-size volleyball court and build there. So we might be able to fill in that vacant lot, which would be fantastic.
I might have a problem with that, with parking. I mean, I know how many kids are on a volleyball team, or people are on a volleyball team, and they don't all come in one car.
Yep, and he's aware of that, yeah. Yep.
You mean both lots?
Yep,
The
yeah.
two lots?
Yeah, you need them both.
Well,
Yeah.
it's too narrow, yeah.
With the 3 parking spots.
And then he did
Well,
say,
in the alleyway, I mean, the only, behind, obviously, the only other parking.
A lot of them are gonna be drop-offs anyways.
Yep.
They're not gonna stay. You're gonna have the coach, parents are gonna drop their kids and leave, they won't stay. It's just
Not
like-
if they're playing games.
Well, they ain't playing games in there, that's just gonna be a training facility.
Oh, I'll bet they'll have tournaments.
Not big enough to have tournaments in one court.
I don't think so. no.
exactly,
Yeah.
they'd have to go to school
Well,
for that.
No, it'd be just a training facility.
Yep.
But those
That's what he does, he's a
15-year-olds that play
teacher.
volleyball, they drive.
Okay, so I did go ahead and, I did not say anything to him, about TIF or tax abatement, anything like that. I also didn't mention that it's in a TIF district, just hoping that, we can use the back taxes on that to pay off the $70,000 that the EDA paid, acquiring that land and taking down the building. I've sent all of the information over to Mr. Van Ort and just waiting for him to get back to me. Janice alerted me to, Jeff Bennett of Alliance Tech. Their company, makes custom automation, software, robotics. They're used in both commercial and, medical facilities throughout Minnesota. He's looking at expanding his business, looking at coming to Casson. I did send him information out about all of our commercial lots as well as industrial, because he'd have to have a conditional use permit for what he makes to go on any of our commercial lots. But the industrial lots he's all set for. So we're hoping to hear back. I'm gonna check with him on March 7th. And then Venture Metals, they contacted me as well. Nancy Burning, she is looking to purchase the new energy efficient equipment around the price tag of $300,000. So we're looking at that Department of Natural Resources USDA grant. Sorry, not Department of Natural Resources, the USDA grant for the REAP program, which can help offset about 50% of their costs. So she's gonna be going to do her energy audit, and we'll get started on that. The other question that she had for me was about the TIF on her property. It was recently brought to her attention that her taxes each year, she's been charged a TIF assessment, and it was for the previous business in that building. It was TriStar Manufacturing. I put in your packet's very last page, or I guess it's a separate page. That's what her taxes have been over the last 2 years, and at the line 13, the special assessments, that is what they've been paying for the assessment. She's requesting that we waive that because it came with the building, and she said that they weren't fully aware that they were taking that on as well. The balance of the assessment is currently at $23,416. So that's still what's left on the TIF, but again, it was not something that she had actually signed on for. Legally speaking, she did though. So she's kinda wondering if we'd be interested in waiving that.
Where is that?
I don't actually have the address
TriStar.
other than right here.
TriStar Manufacturing.
Oh, out on Old 14?
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
40th Avenue Northwest, it looks, oh no, that's
No.
Rochester, her office.
8th Avenue.
And that's all I've got.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's been busy. Oh, and, I will send out the CEDA annual report is out, so I will forward that to all of you as well. It'll have to obviously look a lot better next year now that we've got all this going on.
So, as far as the TIF removal, is that an EDA?
I think
Action, or
it's
that's more
something
council?
we would need to make a recommendation to council on. But we would need a motion to make that recommendation.
What would be I guess what would be the benefit to us for removing it?
Technically, there wouldn't be, a benefit to us, other than the fact that we would have a very happy business owner, rather than someone who may look to go somewhere else where they don't have to pay it.
But they already bought the building.
Yeah, they own the building.
Mhm.
I'd like
What,
to
I
give you a
mean-
discount on my taxes too.
Same here. If they own the building,
What?
and you're gonna waive that or not waive it, they're gonna be upset.
Yeah, and the reason
They're
she's
gonna be
asking
upset.
for it is because the previous owner of the building had the assessment put on.
Didn't she negotiate with the previous owner for that?
No, like I said,
Purchase
she was not aware that she said she wasn't aware that she was
Who was
taking
her
it on.
attorney?
I guess we'll have to ask her.
Yeah, that's
He
the
should have
thing,
been the
yeah.
one that should have said, okay, wait a minute, you're buying this, the TIF is coming along with this.
Now, any kind
And
of
if you don't do it,
assessment.
that's your problem.
Yeah, she should have been.
I'm not
fully
trying to
aware.
make it happen.
I'm
No,
not-
come
I'm
on.
not-
Like,
We're
geez.
just discussing,
No,
we're just,
with,
but she should have been fully aware,
Yeah,
With this.
if she was represented correctly.
yeah.
I think one misunderstanding is that TIF districts in and of themselves can't add taxes. It only redirects, the increment of new taxes on new construction. So something that she would end up paying the assessment regardless. So that might be something she might wanna be familiar with, cause ultimately regardless of whether a TIF district is there, she'll pay the same number. It's a question of then where is that money going to? So that would be something that is a separate, it sounds like she has two separate questions about the TIF district, which if I was in her shoes, wouldn't have a real significant impact on her, there wouldn't be, by law. But then the second thing here, it sounds like there's an assessment issue, which, I don't know enough about to say anything about it, but I do know that a TIF, if we remove a TIF district, she's gonna pay the same number, it's just gonna change where the money goes.
Yep.
So that would just be a clarification I would offer her.
Yeah, I think she mostly was looking for tax relief is what she's looking for. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume we'll tell her that's not a possibility.
Yeah, not to be rude, but it's almost like, yeah, she has to go back to the
Oh, I don't think it's rude,
original
it's just that's business.
transaction.
I mean, if she's looking for a tax break, the best she can
Right.
do is go to the county and have
Yep.
it
Yeah.
reevaluate.
But I think what Tom said though is to explain the tip, that $3,000 in the bottom of the 3,800 that
She's
went
not
to the
gonna
tip.
go away. It's just
If
gonna be.
it doesn't go to the TIF district, it goes back into the general.
Right.
To
tax.
everybody,
Yep.
instead of
At
just to
the end of the day, it's, her taxes are still gonna be the 30,730. It's
Yeah.
just a matter if it goes to the special district or to the general fund, to the general fund.
Okay, well, that is all I had for the EDA report. Or EDA, that's EDA report.
You got any other questions for Rebecca on that, on any of those? Then we'll move on to the contractor developer comprehensive plan meeting. That was.
And were you at that meeting?
How was that meeting?
Okay, would you be able to, because Teresa couldn't make it, she's stuck on a conference call.
Oh, sure. We invited in the developers, contractors, anybody who wanted information on the comprehensive plan as far as land use within the city and the bordering, land around the city. So I think we had, let's see this actually, 12 to 15 people that either were active developers, owned land close to the city within the comprehensive plan area. And Brandon, gave an overview along with, Brad Scheid, who's doing the comprehensive plan. He was on a conference call, conferencing everybody, went through a little bit of, PowerPoint presentation with everybody. The developers, pretty tight-lipped group of people. Nobody really wanted to ask a lot of questions. They all have their own plans of what they'd like to do or see, so not a lot of feedback here. But basically, we wanted to do it to get the information out there. They know who to contact with questions. They know what the citizens have been talking about as far as comprehensive plan, and got a little bit of feedback from a few individuals afterwards that they were happy we had the meeting, and now at least the ball's in their court. They know what's going on, so I think it was worth getting them together.
Good.
Do we have any other business? Hearing none, I'll take a motion then.
Ooh, real quick though,
Oh.
sorry, I was just waiting for you guys first. Is there anything you guys want specifically looked into before the next meeting? Obviously, I'll be keeping up with all of our current projects, but
I guess I would just say, I mean, if any of these folks that are either consider moving or was it, Venture Metals, like if they, you know, I think if they have other questions, or kind of want to hear from us, just to encourage, you know, make sure that they know that we're available either at these meetings or if they wanna contact us directly.
yep, and I did tell them about the meetings, so they do know when those are. We'll wait and see if we can't get some of them in here though.
Well, I know Jeff is wanting to move from Rochester to Dodge County.
Yep.
And, yeah, I do think that it would be beneficial for us to get some feedback from him and,
Yep,
you know,
and they were invited, they were invited.
Okay. I got the impression that there was protocol that he had to go through you, otherwise, 'cause he was coming today.
Yep.
Until I talked to you and you said.
Correct.
No, you have to do this and I do this and blah,
Yes,
blah,
correct.
so.
And the reason for that is if he just came here today,
Yeah.
we'd be 3 weeks behind where we are now for him. Because
Okay.
he needed to contact me so I could get started on what he needed.
Okay.
If he came here today, he could only just present his project. I was able to get him on the phone and through email, we were able to exchange documents, things are already rolling.
Good.
So that is why that happened. Yeah, we don't wanna ever just invite a business who's looking to do something to the meeting before sending them over, and I'm sorry to say, but to me, because that's my
Oh,
job.
fine.
That's what I do for the city of
just wanna
Casson.
know, what the protocol is. If he's still interested,
Yep.
then he will be invited to another meeting.
Correct. He's always, I've told them, everybody that I've worked with, they know when the meetings are, so they know that they are able and they're welcome to come. I'm not ever going to force them and tell them they have to unless it's, you know, if there's a
But we
month.
can invite them.
Yes, they can